Welcome back to the Coins Numismatic Series, your go-to destination for everything coins, from rare finds to historical treasures. If you're passionate about numismatics and curious about the values of some of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the world of George Washington quarters, focusing on 3 amazing examples that stand out for collectors. So, if you're ready to uncover the secrets behind these incredible coins, let's get started. 1989, P. George Washington quarter dollar coin value in fine condition. The 1989 P. George Washington quarter dollar coin is a significant piece in the United States coinage history, primarily due to its connection to the long-lasting legacy of George Washington, the nation's first president. The 1989 P coin is one of the many that were minted during the bicentennial period of Washington's presidency, though this particular coin is not as commonly discussed as other coins from the Washington series. Understanding its design, historical background, mintage numbers, and current market value in fine condition will provide an in-depth look at its significance for collectors. The design of the 1989 P. George Washington quarter dollar is based on the original 1932 design by John Flanagan. Washington's portrait is featured prominently on the obverse of the coin, gazing to the left. This image of Washington was created with an emphasis on the dignity and nobility of the nation's first president. Surrounding Washington's portrait are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year of mintage, 1989. On the reverse, a bald eagle stands proudly above an olive branch and a cluster of arrows, symbolic of peace and military strength, with the words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," inscribed above. Below the eagle is the denomination, quarter dollar. The 1989 P. Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. With a mintage of approximately 702 million coins, it is a relatively common coin, though its appeal lies not in its rarity but in its continued significance to collectors and numismatists. While it is not among the rarer Washington quarters, the 1989 P quarter still commands a certain interest, particularly for those who specialize in series or presidential coins. In terms of market value, a 1989 P. George Washington quarter in fine condition can be found for a few dollars, typically ranging from $1.50 to $3, depending on the specific coin's wear, strike quality, and overall appearance. However, higher-grade specimens can be priced considerably higher. Coins in almost uncirculated or uncirculated conditions have the potential to fetch a higher price, with some examples selling for $10 or more, though these are less common and require detailed scrutiny for authenticity. Collectors of the Washington quarter series should take note of the possible errors and variations that may exist within the 1989 P coins. One potential issue that collectors sometimes encounter is the possibility of a slight misalignment in the obverse and reverse designs, which can add an element of rarity and value to the coin if discovered in a well-preserved example. Additionally, coins with proof-like qualities, though not officially proof coins, can sometimes be worth more due to their unique appearance. Interest in the 1989 P quarter is primarily driven by collectors of modern U.S. coins and those who focus on the history of Washington's likeness on U.S. currency. The coin represents a bridge between the 1932 original design and the modern commemorations of Washington's leadership, making it an important, though modest, piece in any collection. 1979 George Washington quarter dollar coin value in fine condition. The 1979 George Washington quarter dollar coin is part of a broader historical context in American coinage, released amidst a period of transition in the design of U.S. currency. The 1970s saw a move toward more modern, everyday coin designs, including the Washington quarter. The coin was originally designed by John Flanagan and continues to feature Washington's portrait on the obverse and a bald eagle on the reverse, although the 1979 issue is significant due to the ongoing minting of the Washington series during this period. The 1979 Washington quarter was struck during a year where coinage production was becoming more mechanized, leading to a smoother, more consistent production process. The obverse features George Washington's likeness, created with a certain elegance, capturing the essence of his leadership. Above his image is the inscription, "Liberty," along with, "In God we trust," to the right. Beneath Washington's portrait is the year, 1979. The reverse design remains largely unchanged from earlier issues, with the iconic eagle, olive branch, and arrows, representing strength and peace. Below the eagle, the denomination, quarter dollar, is noted, along with the phrase, "United States of America." Mintage figures for the 1979 Washington quarter were substantial, with approximately 831 million coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P mint mark. As a result, this coin is considered relatively common in circulation. The widespread production of the 1979 Washington quarter means that, in fine condition, its value is typically modest, falling in the range of $1 to $2. However, there are several factors that can influence the price. Coins in higher grades, such as those in mint state or with specific error types, can command a higher value. One of the potential areas of interest for collectors of the 1979 Washington quarter is the variety of possible die cracks, double strikes, or off-center errors. These errors can result in coins that are far more valuable than standard examples. Coins with a noticeable die crack, for instance, are often sought after by collectors looking to expand their collections with unique pieces. While errors are relatively rare in comparison to the standard mintage, they do hold significant appeal for those who specialize in the Washington Quarter Series or mint error coins. Additionally, coins with a proof-like finish, which may not have been officially struck as proof coins, are often more desirable. Though the 1979 quarter was not specifically minted as part of a proof set for collectors, those with a more polished appearance or a sharp strike can sometimes command higher prices, especially if in good condition. The collector market for the 1979 Washington quarter is driven by both its historical significance and the possibility of finding those rarer, error-struck varieties. Collectors who focus on Washington quarter dollars often seek to complete entire series, and the 1979 coin plays an integral part in that quest. For anyone interested in building a collection of Washington quarters from the 20th century, the 1979 quarter remains an essential and relatively accessible piece. 1969 George Washington quarter dollar coin value in fine condition. The 1969 George Washington quarter dollar coin is one of the more notable pieces in the Washington series of quarters, primarily due to the context of its release during a time of significant cultural and political change in the United States. Struck in 1969, it was a part of the ongoing series honoring George Washington, but the period also saw the United States facing political turmoil, including the civil rights movements and the tail end of the Vietnam War. The 1969 quarter's design, based on John Flanagan's iconic 1932 design, remains timeless, showcasing Washington's dignity and leadership. The obverse design of the 1969 quarter features a left-facing profile of George Washington, looking strong and resolute, which aligns with his reputation as the first president and a symbol of American unity. The coin's inscription, Liberty, is prominently displayed, with "In God We Trust" to the right of Washington's bust, and the year, 1969, shown at the bottom. On the reverse side, the familiar bald eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, with an olive branch in one talon, signifying both strength and peace. The inscriptions, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum, are included above the eagle, while quarter dollar is shown beneath. The mintage figures for the 1969 Washington quarter are quite high, with approximately 732 million coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Despite this substantial mintage, the 1969 quarter is relatively common and can be found in many collections today. In fine condition, a 1969 quarter typically carries a value in the range of $2 to $3, which is quite reasonable for most collectors. However, as with many coins, the value can increase depending on the condition, with coins in higher grades, such as MS-63 or higher, reaching higher prices, sometimes upwards of $10 or more. For collectors, the 1969 Washington quarter is a sought-after coin because of its status as part of the Washington series. Additionally, the coin's popularity is buoyed by the historical significance of its production during a period of social and political upheaval. Coins that capture such moments often carry extra weight for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Like many coins, the 1969 quarter can occasionally exhibit various mint errors that make it more desirable. Examples of these errors include double strikes, die cracks, or off-center strikes, all of which are particularly valuable to collectors who specialize in error coins. If you're a collector looking for a more unique piece, it's worth examining the 1969 quarters you come across for any such anomalies. Additionally, certain 1969 coins exhibit a proof-like finish that may add a slight premium to their value. The 1969 Washington quarter holds its place as an important coin for collectors not only due to its connection to the Washington series but also because of its link to a pivotal time in American history. Whether you're a seasoned collector of U.S. coins or someone just starting to delve into the world of numismatics, the 1969 George Washington quarter remains a valuable addition to any collection. And there you have it, Everything you need to know about the 1989, p. 1979, and 1969 George Washington quarters in fine condition. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into these classic coins. If you're looking to add them to your collection, keep an eye out for their unique features and potential errors, as they could increase in value over time. Thanks for tuning in to the Coins Numismatic series. Until next time, happy collecting.